Hi, this is Zua here, and I'm going to talk about League Start for 3.17. I think 3.17 is going to be a very interesting league just because there's so much shake up the meta in terms of how people progress. The mapping looks a lot cleaner than it was before. You don't have to focus on regions and do all that kind of janky shit in order to progress. You just map, right? And then get higher tier maps and just keep pushing. And I don't think you have to deal with the shitty conquer situation of the previous metas or previous patches, right? Or this past 1 year. So I think most people are just wondering like what is a good league starter for this particular league. And interestingly, I think you actually have a lot of options. So because there's probably less of an emphasis on bossing and less of an emphasis on like having to do like very high single target burst damage, you don't really need it at the very start probably. You need it probably the midway when you actually start tackling bosses. So with that, I assume that although a good single target damage is nice, you don't really have to focus on it at the very start of the league, I think. So just plain mapping will get you to some decent form of progress. So with that, I've kind of gone through some of the popular builds for this particular 3.17 league start. I'm gonna go to POE builds. Okay, Lightning Strike was okay. Berserker is going to be strong just because Berserker has a lots of damage for free. And Kopi's got this pretty sorted out. I it's good. It's well documented. I think this will do fine. Finding like getting the currency to get the items you want is generally the problem when it comes to Kobe's builds. They're a bit more expensive, and if you're not the kind who wants to grind and start making like decent progress into the maps quickly, you're gonna run the problems. So yeah, if you don't like grind like he does, but all righteous fire is always gonna be strong. Yeah, I trust Paul. He's really good at PoE. This guy's builds are solid. Righteous Fire is going to be a slow bosser, but as I said, it doesn't really matter, sadly. And you should be fine with this. This is a meme build. Okay. Stone. Okay, this is probably a meme build. Okay, Poisoned Helix Assassin build. I've actually looked through this, and I think it's fine. Um, the damage is good. I'm not so keen on the survivability of it. I think you're better off. There are other poison builds that do the same amount of damage but have better survivability. I think that the way this scales damage is pretty interesting. Because you could find another like I personally feel like if you do something like an instacker with that hollow point dagger, whatever it's called, that uses that converts elemental damage to no allows you elemental damage to poison. I think that's probably what you want to go for. I think Rue has a version of this that is I think a variation of Incommodious build. So this is going to be good. It's just more of what do you like the playstyle? And I think it's going to be a bit squishy until you get 100% spell suppression and have like determination grace up, right? High level determination. So and you need like I think about 140% life on tree. Then it feels comfortable. Beforehand is gonna like I'm not I think getting the damage and getting the defenses simultaneously is the hard part. But it's a good starter. Not an issue. No issue with that. Skelly Mage's always solid. Okay. Cultist. I'm surprised no one's going Cold Arch. Cold Arch is still be good, but no one's. It's not popular for some reason. Uh, okay, this explosive arrow ballistas. I have some opinions on it. I think it is not a good starter. I think it's okay.
What's up, guys? Today,
I'm gonna go to where he showed. Let me just go to his POV actually. Let's just copy the POV and then we can I can go through what I think are problems with the build. Is this the POV? Oh no, this is his POVs. Okay, it's a redirect. Let's see. But okay, let's get the budget one right for Elite. Okay, import. I assume he's got all the right boxes ticked. I don't wanna have to check those. Okay, fallen DPS generally what you call is acceptable. This is fine. It's good damage for League start, especially for Ignite. I think most Ignite League starters will be at 2 mil. Then again, this is level 93, right? And when before you hit level 93, you gotta ask yourself how many passive points do you actually have. And I think the difficulty of this build is you're pathing from here all the way to here. So it's quite possible you won't actually have this. Possibly. You know, what's the difference? 20 points? Okay, so assume this is 73. This is generally where you probably be at as you would like maybe hit T5 T to T8 maps. Damage still looks good, yeah. The problem is that damage is deceptive, right? Because you only get you have to have like all the totems up in order to hit 20 maximum fuses. And you're not gonna get 20 maximum fuses because you don't have all your totems up yet. You don't have your 6 totem. And I think 20 fuses here is still a little, what I call, optimistic. Is he using a quill ray? No, he's using a storm cloud. Holy shit. Okay, so he's probably gonna hit 10 to 15 fuses max. So this is closer to the actual DPS. Um, which is not too bad. Still pretty great. I don't have an issue with that. But then you look at the life. Sheesh, dude, that's a little low. Holy shit, do you have that many life notes here? How? Okay, I mean, T5 to T10 maps. This is okay. Just gotta dodge a bit more. Maybe you can like add life notes here in the meantime. Um, I don't think he has a lot of life on gear. He has a lot of life. Oh jeez. Is it that bad? Yeah. So my main problem with this build is you're gonna when you level here, a lot of the power when it comes to Ignite builds is going to come from a lot of the nodes here for Ignite, and then you run like Armageddon Brand, Cremation. But you're not going to have that because you're just trying to puff all the way down here. So you either have to spend a shit ton on respecs later on, or you know, your leveling is going to be ass. Like you're going to hit, I think, level 50, and then you hit kind of a wall. And it will feel terrible all the way till you hit 70 when you get your like this, and then you can maybe transition the explosive arrow. I don't know. I think the general problem with this is like I've actually posted about this on the forums. I think it's the same as tornado shot poison, the occultist tornado shot that Firegrass build. It's not that it's bad. It's just it takes you so long to get to where you need to go, and by the time you get to where you need to go, um, it's just the progression is bad. It feels bad. All right, so I think if you're going explosive arrow, you don't go this. Yeah, even if ignite like elementals get like shape of flames, right? I think you're better off just starting off on this side of the tree, going Deadeye or something, and then trying to get the ignite chance from someone else. But yeah, it's just really rough. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have this as a I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's fully committed to starting this, but I don't think it's gonna be like it's gonna be comfortable. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm back. Okay. So I think okay, so Jungle build also really popular, so I think I wanna touch on that, even though I've kind of concluded that it's fine. What's his build again? Assassin Nightblade. Okay, let's look at his POB. nice. It's just here. As you notice, all my POBs got wiped because I actually had to reimage my computer. Sad, I know. Okay. Okay. General's build damage looks a little low. And actually, okay, he did compensate for it, right? So he did put 25% less because, you know, you're not always gonna have 100%, like not 100%. You're not gonna have full effect of elusive up, right? You have some downtime. Uh, if you are if you know how to time your withering step, this is not a problem. But I don't think a lot of people are proficient at that. Uh, that's not true. He has a lot of life, which is great. He has a lot of resistances. Also, I mean, he has max. Everyone has cap resistances. This is great as well. I think what is super nice is that elusive basically gives you EHP as well. And then you have like determined grace, right? It's determination. Is that determination? I think that is right. Should be. I don't know why it's 11. But I mean, that should be determined grace, and then this is about right for this. Chaos Rescue is a little low, but I don't think it's a big issue right now. You don't have. I don't think hunter maps are as common, so maybe we don't know. The new bosses might have chaos damage, right? But yeah, it looks fine. I don't like his physical hit, taken, and I also physical dot also is a problem. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I think the downside of this build is so like not all the time, but focus up time. I think if you have focus up time is what 4 seconds out of 12, is it? So it's not 25% less. It's so like you take away focus. Yeah, that's quite a bit of damage drop. Um, I'm pretty like just all DOT or poison, especially poison builds. Uh, focus is deceptive. But even so, this is still a pretty solid build because the if you look at the items, these are pretty accessible. You know, they're pretty accessible. You'll be able to get these even on an SSF, on an SSF character within like the first 5 days. Of like you don't have to play like super hard. You just play a bit. You should be able to get these pretty quickly. Uh, but yeah, I think his build's fine. I I have I'm saying I have a little differences in how I feel that I would approach this character, but I think personally, I think this is actually cooler if you manage to scale this super late. Go the high stagger. So the high stagger is the one that basically allows you to turn it allow you to take elemental damage and poison with it. So you can just get like huge amount of flat damage of like elemental on that dagger, and then you can use that for poisons, and then yeah, then you can go lightning strike, which is I think what Ruto and Incommodius have done. I was actually like, looking at Blade Flurry just for fun. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna go more into this, but it's good, right? It should do pretty well. If you have trouble leveling with this, it's very similar to that of a poison concoction tree, so you can just add like these points. And you can just run poison concoction, right? You can respec out of this. Okay, you can respec out of this eventually. But I like how this tree looks. I like what he's doing here. Like, yeah, if you're going poison concoction, you don't have to do this as well. You can also probably path this way and take the notes here for poison and here. And then eventually like add perfect agony and then start transitioning to a claw build. Or you can just go claws outright, although getting the claws for leveling is a pain. Yeah, so I mean this is a good build. I don't have any concerns with it. Okay. But so personally what I would run as a league starter, I'm a bit more reserved with what I think is strong. Uh, like I would personally start Hexblast Occultist. Um, Mainly because you can scale it pretty well. You get about 1 million DPS as you hit maps, and then you can double it with eventually with a Black Flame. reason why Hexblast Occultist is going to be really accessible to you. It's so many uniques, dude. Uh, your chest that you really want is a Covenant, and like I mean, Komodo's already he's kind of doing a build for this already, so I don't want to go too much into it. You just need Vixen's Entrapment, Boots. You can go Windshriek. I'm not sure if that's more available. Yeah, the Young Girls and all that shit. It's pretty straightforward Ignite build. But my personal favorite for League Star is actually this, which is Shield Crush Pathfinder. I did that for Delirium Everywhere, and this is, I would say this is actually my build. Now I would just replace a couple of stuff here with cheaper things, but so it's basically poison scaling as well. The same as the Nightblade Assassin. The increased life entry you can see is quite high as well. You can say it's very similar to that of a Jungler. You don't have Elusive, unfortunately, and so sorry, I haven't really fixed this. Okay, let me just import the one I had in Delirium Everywhere, because that has a like a kind of fully fleshed out character. Okay, this is damage, not too bad. You can see the res is capped. Chaos res is capped with a +1 on max res. Yeah, this is all these items are very accessible, with the exception of the shield, which I got really lucky with. The items are accessible because I got this in 5 days. In the Delirium Everywhere. I think I played only for 5 days. You don't need clusters. You just scaling off passive tree, and the way Shield Crush works, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, why I'm gonna start this build? One, it's pretty tanky, so you have evasion and armor, and then you get this to pretty high values. For life, you can get this to a pretty decent percentage increase. I need probably more life rolls on armor, and the reason why my life looks low is just because I don't have more life rolls on armor. I do will probably do that with the least down 3.17. Okay, never mind. Yeah. So how do you scale the damage for this? Actually, the damage for this doesn't include the helmet, right? So yeah, I have a minus chaos rest helmet, but I don't have the focus one, right? I didn't enchant it with the focus one, so I made a mistake there when I was doing this character. So let's see, what is my plan for 3.17? So it's gonna kind of look like this. Trees exactly the same, no changes. Uh, but what's gonna be different is the way I approach gearing. So I'm gonna go and use obliterations once again. And the reason why I use obliteration one with a pathfinder is because the explosions here can prolift poisons. Like they are considered hits, right? So you can poison off it with them. And then the poisons will kill other stuff, and then it will prolift the poisons through the pack. Or through the whatever you're hitting. Uh, this is really, really strong, especially if you can get a corruption for it. The corruption implicit that you're looking for is chance to get Unholy Might on kill. Doesn't seem like much, especially with bosses, but I'll tell you how I'm going to solve that. For weapon, Lion's Eye Remorse is all you need for decent damage. I didn't even put in the broken OP shield that I had in Delirium Everywhere, which is this one. If I do, the damage goes up to 5. So yeah. Oops. Okay. The difference is that this is a high level tree, and I am going endurance frenzy charges, right? And then I'm using blood rage to get these frenzy charges. During boss fights, you might not have blood rage, but that's where the lasting comes in. So I'm gonna actually add in a Valve Breach to this. And then when I hit the boss, I'll just Valve Breach, and when the mobs all cluster around the boss, I will kill a whole bunch of them. Obliteration ones will prolift the and obliteration ones will you have explosions, and then the explosions will prolift. The poisons will prolift from the shield crush, and basically all the poisons will stack on the boss. So this will do a pretty sizable amount of damage. I will get max frenzy charges because it's on kill, and then I have Death Rush. I should have Onslaught, and hopefully Unholy Might. So the damage can spike pretty nicely. I just need to hit focus right before that. So I have actually added this in, right? And yeah, and the damage is nice. So generally getting a Lion's Eye Remorse is going to be pretty easy to get. You can get like day 3. Even if you on SSF, I think you can just farm cards. You can kind of get it in day 2 actually. If you really farm like crazy on what was it? Maths in X6. Was it X6? I don't know. Yeah, so you should be able to get this pretty quickly. Dendroblade is good, but you can go Cherubims as well. Not a big problem. Depends on what is accessible. If you go Cherubims, you're gonna have a lot more life. You just have to find res elsewhere. You notice like the rest of the gear is pretty terrible. Either the life is low or the res is low. So you definitely get better versions of these things. The reason why this does so much damage is mainly because Shield Crusher is nuts, especially if you overlap the waves, and then poison scaling off a huge amount of fizz damage is nice. Yep, that's not a complex build. You're not utilizing some janky mechanics. You just create poisons with Shield Crush, use Plague Bearer, and yeah, Obliteration 1 explosions as well as Poison Prolif will basically carry you through maps like super hard. You can probably hit like 25 Simulacrum pretty easily with this. 30 is always a problem, but we'll see. When it comes to the skills, you're gonna use your crush, chance poisons from the Dendroblade, but if I don't solve it with Dendroblade, I can probably get it on passive tree, so it's not a problem. Multi-strike is good, Violation, Deadly Elements on bottom was curly. Yeah, you can remove quality as well. I don't think it matters that much. You can notice that a whole bunch of these nodes no, there's a whole bunch of these spore gems you can get awakened versions of. So if you can get these earlier, there'll be a big increase in damage. Yeah. So the reservations are Determination, Defiance Banner, Hero Agony, Grace, and that's pretty much. Yeah, that's all. You don't even run Malevolence. Despairs on Ring. And then you have okay, no Welding Blades. This will be Shield Charge, right? But Flame Dash, Withering Step, Plague Barrier. It's pretty standard stuff with Totem support. Yeah, it's not a complex build. So this is probably my lead starter. I'm happy to lead start with this. I hope none of you actually want to lead start with this because then I can snipe the gear off the market cheap. Okay. What else do I think is strong? I have got a couple of build concepts that I haven't tried yet, and I would like to. I think self cast would be interesting. So now that a lot of these spells got 50% damage increase, Poet's Pen is not bad. And the reason why Poet's Pen is not bad is it doesn't have the reduced damage that Spellslinger has, and then you get a +3 skill gems from the what's it called again? From levels, right? 75 you get +3 the gem levels. That's almost the same as an power socket. So if you think about it, a spell slinger with a skill gem and 2 supports is effectively a 5 link, right? It's almost a 5 link, and then you don't have the damage penalties from spell slinger. I'm not sure if they enough points pen proc rates, but uh, you know you don't have to invest in cast speed. You can run like frenzy and then get power frenzy charges, right? So that's nice too. So I think Poise Pan starters are gonna be pretty nice in the coming league. I think people are sleeping on it because it's just not as interesting as like the newer stuff. And then like when you get a squire, you pretty much can scale it into a 6 link or a pseudo 7 link, and then you do a ridiculous amount of damage. So that's actually one of the things I'm looking out for. If I can get a very cheap squire because no one's playing Arakalis anymore, I might just do a Poise Pen spell build. What else? Oh, face breakers. Okay, so um, let's see. I want you to look at these couple items. Face breakers. Lol. And leaderships price. So this is what I think will be good. I haven't tested this before, so I'm not going to. I don't have a POV for you. But if you think about this, right, 800% more physical damage for unarmed attacks, right? Law Weave gives you flat. Ooh, that's very nice for your unarmed attacks, correct? But what Law gives you as well is 78% maximum resist. What does that mean? The downside of leadership price doesn't matter. All these things here don't matter. And what's a good thing about this? If it doesn't matter, you can pretty much get a shitty one for like 10 chaos at league start, like -3 to all or something that no one wants. It's garbage, right? And then run this, right? Get the conflux. And what does the conflux do? 15% and all your damage, right? So you can do impale, right? You can do impale champion. All your damage has brittle, shock, scorching, and sapping. And the best part is, I mean, scorching doesn't really matter, but brittle and sapping, you have sapping, right? Which is what, taking 20% less or something like that. I don't know. Let me just check. What's sapping again? Sap, sap. Uh, okay. Where is the sap? Where's sap? Come on. Okay. You take 20% less damage, right? Oh, that's huge, right? And then you have Fortify, right, as a champion. So you're taking so little damage. And then you have Brittle. What does Brittle do? Give you 15% chance out of the 15% chance to add to your critical strike chance. Because, you think about it, right? Your unarmed face breakers, you actually have 0% base crit. This gives you 15% base crit. So you actually have you can actually just scale crit damage, crit multi and just crit chance, and go you can even go abysses, right? Because abysses gives you multi, it gives you flat crit, and it gives you all attributes as well. So you can balance your attributes out with low weave and what's it called, leadership price. So that's a build I actually want to play maybe 3.16. The reason why I didn't do it is because I already played a champion and I didn't want to play another champion, and I'm not playing this build league because I don't want to play another champion. I don't play two ascendancies, the same ascendancy twice in a row. So yeah, I'm not gonna touch this. But if you wanna try to tweak around a POB and come up with something interesting and cool, go for it. That'd be nice. What else would be good? Ooh, yes. Absolution. Absolution Necro. Okay, Absolution. Absolution Necro is gonna be so good. Especially when they buff it, right? So they're gonna buff this flat uh flat added flat to minions is going to be really, really nice. Minion spells is gonna be nice because right? Absolution. So I'm thinking if you can go necromantic agents and then get is that a unique shield here? There's probably rare shields that give flat spell damage, maybe? I don't know. But with Absolution, you should be able to scale the damage really nicely. Damage spell. Okay. Chrono box. Ooh, see? Look at this. Light Lunars. Cold damage, 2 spells. Increase critical strike chance for spells. Yep. Give these to your minions. Good damage. Okay. Chrono box, nice too. Nah, wait, converted to fire. And then you have a chance to cousin feeble. That's not too bad. I mean, these both are pretty good shield choices. You can run the Absolution and then do pretty nice damage with it. Yeah, that's what I would advise. For self-cast, I haven't really thought through enough. Um, what else would be good? League start. Rage Vortex. Rage Vortex is still super good. Obviously Berserker. It'll be sleeper good because not many people like playing this build. And since it's kind of a bossing league, this will do pretty well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty standard stuff. I might think of like actually thinking about of doing a bow base build this league, but not now. Like I think bow builds are generally hard to league start with. You just have too many things you need to get working for it to run properly. All right, I'm gonna be out. Have a good league start. I hope you guys found this informative and helpful. All right, peace.